Welcome back, everyone, to Final Fantasy XIV. We just got done with Battle of Amber's Heart. So now we're back here talking with these guys, which I believe one of them will... No, I do not want that quest. And, must be this guy that gives it to me. Yes, okay. Narn, I hear you have triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less a feat than I would expect of a Warrior of Light, but well done all the same. Now, I full had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I'm afraid to say, is also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Not to dishearten you, but in her latest incarnation, that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to Ether before she can do any more damage. In the meantime, Mida and I will assist the Order of the Twin Adder in their recovery effort. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm that shielded her domain. Well, that storm is a spring breeze beside what she has raised this time. No airship can hope to penetrate it. So we must count ourselves as fortunate that the Order of the Twin Adder had a chance to discover a beastman aetherite leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, I suggest you pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and have words with Commander Helix. He'll be able to tell you about this said aetherite, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent. But I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. Well, over here, though, we're going to go ahead and continue with the main story quest. Okay, it's this way I want to go, then. Onward we continue. You were late, no matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, their vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You're familiar with Doma, yes? And Uthrard? Well, like the rest of the nations of the Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Garlunian Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of the ship, suspect that they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I would be very interested in hearing their tale. And more importantly, what they could know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to ul'dah. Narn, unless I'm mistaken, I'm rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with a Sultan sword on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings. Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of the unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good, I shall see you in ul'dah. First, however, I think now would probably be a good time to just go ahead and take a visit to Grindana and get this aetherite for Garuda. Ah, this is going to be one of the long loads, isn't it? Grindana is always popular these days, though. There we go. And it's this way we're heading. And Nara of the Scions, we are grateful of your aid. As you already know, the cursed exile has summoned Garuda once again. Since her return, she has wasted no time unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both Twelveswood and Corythius. She must be stopped and soon, lest more lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedstealer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by raging tempests. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternative way into her domain. The Exile construct an Aetheryte within Nedaland, their stronghold in the southern islands of Corythius. This Aetheryte will take you to Garuda's temperous realm. We owe this discovery to the Ishgardians, who are the Elder Seedstealer say desire to repay the kindness she showed them. For the sake of our people, as well as theirs, may your mission be met with success. Okay, so it's in Corythius. I think I only have like one teleport to Corythius, so I may as well just use it. Alright. Let's see where this is on the map. Okay, it's pretty far down there. But we didn't actually drop that far from it, thankfully. By drop, I mean drop. Nice. I feel like I might see some, like... Oh, I'm not being attacked right... Okay, there we go. I was wondering why I wasn't being attacked at all. It's kind of weird. But we're going. We're making this happen. I did not wish to join this fate. We made it! Thank goodness. And finished. So now we have Garudia Hard, or Howling Eye Hard, whatever, as a part of our duty finder now, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Now we can head back to Udall. Alrighty. Not actually sure where... Okay, Husting Strip, okay. Okay, no, it's this way I have to go. I always get confused on the layout here sometimes. thought there was a person with the elevator here, but I guess I'm wrong? No, I don't think I'm wrong. Okay, yes. Could have came here by Ethernet, but wasn't sure exactly where to go. I believe this is like the Rose Chamber, though. Alright, we made it. There's not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. I'll ask that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Sure you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A law man with a cold heart, I know his kind well. Hope that you'll find me more to your liking. None of ear at your service, a friend. Which I believe is make me very unique. In this part of the world, at least. Few indeed are your allies in Udall. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see it to it that if there is aught we can do to help. Now we have to go all the way back to the quicksand. But thankfully the Ethernet is just like right there. I could probably make it back pretty... Well, actually, no, there's none, I don't think, that are that very close to it. Shoot. Okay, I think it might be that one that's closest. Ah, yes, okay. This was perfect. I didn't know that it would go to the main Aetheryte. Huh. Learn something new every day. I guess because I never really had a reason to actually do that. To return here, because I always go here first. And there's nobody in here, so I have to wait for it to catch up. While I'm doing that, I'm curious actually at the moment of what item level is the sword, I'm wondering. Doesn't show me, I don't think. Does it? I know, I was just curious about it. Does it show me from the armory chest? Because... I don't know.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Alright, so it looks like some sort of new plot line's actually coming up here. So we got the mystery of the crystals being stolen, and now we have these people from Doma, which apparently doesn't exist anymore. If I may, madame, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered us so much, desperation compels me. Good madame, if you or your associates could bear any spare for decisions, anything at all, it would be a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Momo, I have a question for you. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Nara? Of course I'll help. Couldn't have picked a better day, to tell you the truth. Wealthy merchant and his entourage are due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see, but just sent word that they can't come. I mean, I got boatloads of foodstuff and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for a lot in advance. Haha. Go and call on Fidrith Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the Little Princess order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them these letters. That should set them straight. Good enough for me. Ah, and they're right here for us, too. Ah, it's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard instructions. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it, you mark my words. She's in the business of feeding fed refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodo's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man who can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. And now we go back to Momo. Is that a cat? I see a cat. All I just see is like level 50s now. It's kind of Didn't give you any trouble, did you? Did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri that it's all in hand. I dare not hope for such magnanimity, much less expected it. Mistress Momode is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. You know what, now that I look at her, I'm pretty sure she's an Aura. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Frame General on your situation. I think you would be most pleased with his reply. You've been granted an audience? For the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We shall return to the Royal Pomegranate at once. You've done much for us, Master Thonod. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. The small favor you fairly won of your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. You shall be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence will serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of Thanatrophy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them. Assuming the Domans are willing to keep in their keep, come the Flame General waits us at the Royal Promenade. Chamber of Rule, I believe it is. Yep, got that right, I'm pretty sure. Very nice, very nice. Pleasure, Naren. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, The circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Ah, yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Oh, I wonder what happens now. Lilac purple dye. Sure, I'll take that. Ooh. Wonder if these are better than the ones I have. Probably they are probably better, I assume. As you observed, Lorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. I often have wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be incapable of seeing the value in people. But I waste no words on him, not when the domains are yet in need of aid. Everyone follow me to the Hall of Flames. I actually know where the Hall of Flames are. Assuming I'm going up here and then going down that way. I think. Okay, so it's that way. Right in here, I assume. Sigurd has spoken. I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Momentarists have made their position clear. Agreed, ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Limsa, Limosa, or Grandana, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doma friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold for no hope of better treatment. But that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concern of the great nations. Ophelia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it is under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept this for a limited time? A week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugu, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Outlaw. The headquarters of my order, the Silence of the Seven Dawns, stands at a place called Reverence Toll, an outpost in Mordrina. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more established settlements. However, the leaders of Reverence Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have a need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labor, lest you doubt, with not safe food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those in which you propose yourself, Lady Ligeri. Though I would not hear a word said against our beloved ul'dah, Reverence Toll would offer certain advantages. The absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Afalon, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not think of me, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. Before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Reverence Toll, which is no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the ul'dah Adventures Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there, Anon. Naran. Lady Yagiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. Don't know what causes this loading issue. It's always been something I've wondered about. We are concerned that the domain refugees may find the journey to Reverence Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room even enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. That in mind, Mistress Mudomini has kindly offered to accommodate the domains until such a time they are ready to set up for Mordrina. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught that Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Or a smaller number, mayhap, it would go unnoticed. but the syndicate will not pay the cost of escorting more than 200 domains or more denial. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the domain's behalf. Very well, we shall begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend Udall, Lady Yugiri. And you in reverence toll, my lord. Well, sounds like we have all the work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our hands together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? Mistress Momodi is quite right. There is much to be done, Naren. I would like you to visit Gargion, the 77's caravans represented in Scorpion Crossing, to ensure that everything goes according to plan. For now, we're going to stop, though, and go ahead and beat out Garuda. So I'll see you guys next time. We'll be doing that trial.